Warning, this video talks about sensitive topics such as suicide and harm. Please do not send any hate to the actors that I will be mentioning in this video. Viewer discretion is advised. Power Rangers was one of the most popular franchises that was established in the early 1990s. It became a global phenomenon over the years. They are well known for their brightly colored costumes and evil villains such as Rita Repulsa and Master Xandred. However, their popularity slowly became declining and mostly everyone forgot about their popularity. In this video, I'll be talking about the decline of Power Rangers and what killed the franchise, and I'm gonna be real with everybody who is watching the video. The downfall of the franchise is way too fucking complicated, but I'm gonna try my best to explain what caused it. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. Now you may be wondering how it all began and what caused the Power Rangers to exist. The early days of Power Rangers began in the year of 1975, with the Japanese version named Super Sentai. Super Sentai was a Japanese series created by Shotaro Ishinomori, who was then known for the 1971 through 1973 series named Kamen Rider. He would then develop Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger, which was a series that ran from 1975 through 1977. Then in 1979, Battle Fever J was created, which was a series that ran from 1979 through 1980. Fast forward to 1992 with the series established Kyoru Sentai ZU Ranger, which then a year later in 1993, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers premiered and became a global phenomenon. So now that we know what started the Power Rangers franchise, what actually started it? In 1984, while on a business trip to Japan, Haim Saban was introduced to Super Sentai through Chudenshi Bioman. Haim was fascinated with the concept and he had a feeling that it had great potential for American audiences. He and his partner Shuki Levy quickly produced a pilot called Bioman in 1986. The networks didn't see the same potential that both Saban and Levy had felt. The pilot then ended up being rejected for 5 years. It wasn't until Margaret Loesch became head of Fox Kids and the idea gained any traction. Loesch was similar with Super Sentai and as the former head of Marvel Productions, who were at one point trying to do the same thing as Saban with a series called Sun Vulcan based on the 5th entry in the Super Sentai series, Taiyo Sentai Sun Vulcan. While Loesch was amenable, her boss was not and reluctantly allowed financing for a pilot, which Saban based around the latest Sentai season, Kyoru Sentai ZU Ranger. The pilot was received well enough to get a 40-episode order for the series that would become Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, Mighty Morphin would then sell its standards that all Power Rangers should follow. Saban's crew would then pour countless hours of Sentai to find footage that wouldn't betray its Japanese origins, and then would intercut them with all new American footage. Saban would then also acquire the hero and monster suits from Toei. The series was set up that Galactic Wizard Zordon would recruit 5 teenagers with attitude to bestow powers up to deal with the evil sorceress Rita Repulsa from her 10,000-year confinement. Mighty Morphin would then make its debut on August 28, 1993, and was a smash success despite criticism over its violent content. The actors would then become overnight celebrities, and the toys produced by Bandai flew off the shelves. Mighty Morphin would then end up being aired 6 days a week on the Fox Kids programming block, and the additional episodes beyond the original 40 were ordered. This would then prompt Saban to commission Toei to film more scenes that they could use as they exhausted the original broadcast footage. Additionally, the franchise received a theatrical movie spin-off, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the Movie, which featured specially designed suits and utilized no Japanese footage for the first time.
Watch the birdie.
Bye-bye. Gotta love it.
Taking over the world is one thing. Finding good help to run it for you, that's the killer.
The Jenny. 8 ball, quarter ball.
If any of you wondered as to why some of the footage from Power Rangers looks similar to Super Sentai, yeah, that's why. And they only did voice acting with all the actors who were involved with the Power Rangers franchise.
It's not too late, Decker. We don't have to do this.
You still don't understand. I have no choice but to fight to the glory's end.
Then you leave me no choice.
The Saban Era would continue until 2001, with a few series after Mighty Morphin ended in the year 1996. Power Rangers would then continue with Alien Rangers, a mini-series that was created in the year 1996, along with Zeo, Turbo, In Space, Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, and ending with the era with Time Force in the year of 2001. However, by the late 1990s, Power Rangers' popularity had declined sharply from the 1993 through 1995 peak. Because both toy and merchandise sales had dropped, their ratings were not as strong as before, especially after In Space and Lost Galaxy. Saban had also expanded rapidly, such as Fox Kids, movies, licensing deals, and growth that became costly, and by 2001, Haim Saban and Fox Family Worldwide were struggling financially and decided to sell the company. In July 2001, Walt Disney Company bought Fox Family Worldwide, which includes Fox Kids and Saban Entertainment, for $5.3 billion. Once Disney bought the rights to Fox Kids and Saban Entertainment, Disney created the BVS Entertainment to handle production. Disney saw an opportunity as the legacy brand, rather than expanding. The first series that Disney managed was Power Rangers Wild Force, which aired from February 9, 2002 through August 10, 2002. It was the 10th season of the Power Rangers franchise, and also the anniversary season of the Power Rangers franchise, based on the 25th Super Sentai series, Hyakuchu Sentai Gao Ranger, which itself was the 25th anniversary of Super Sentai. The Disney era would continue with Ninja Storm, 2003, Dino Thunder, 2004, SPD 2005, Mystic Force 2006, Operation Overdrive 2007, Jungle Fury 2008, and ended the era with RPM 2009. However, Disney wasn't promoted frequently because they grew tired of the franchise. Disney was embarrassed to have even aired the show and even produced it. Not only was Disney embarrassed to have the franchise under their control, they had to let it go because of the show's level of violence, which is something that came up during its 10-year era and how it worked with Disney's image and brand. Disney then sold the rights back to Saban and Hasbro, since Disney canceled the TV series franchise in 2009, and then repeated the edited versions of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Haim later reacquired the rights to the franchise and revived it with Power Rangers Samurai. Once Nickelodeon got the rights to Power Rangers in the year of 2010, in 2011, Nickelodeon introduced Power Rangers Samurai, adapting from Toei's company 33rd entry in its long-running Super Sentai franchise titled Samurai Sentai Shinkenger, which aired from February 15, 2009 to February 7, 2010, replacing Engine Sentai Go-Ranger, aka Power Rangers RPM in America. In the year 2012, Power Rangers Samurai was renewed for a second season titled Power Rangers Super Samurai, airing from February 18th to December 15th, 2012. The Nickelodeon franchise would then continue in 2013, with Power Rangers Megaforce and Super Megaforce in 2014, Dino Charge in 2015, and Dino Supercharge in 2016, Ninja Steel in 2017, and Super Ninja Steel in 2018, Beast Morphers in 2019, and ending the era with Power Rangers Dino Fury, which aired from 2021 through 2022. However, the franchise has been facing some ups and downs, but in 2017, the franchise itself has begun to face its problems. In 2017, Saban released a movie titled Power Rangers, rebranding the 1993 series, The film suffered a major box office flop because the film didn't position itself as a must-watch cinematic event. Few of the reasons as to why the film was a major flop because of its tone. The Rangers filmed a little too late in the movie, and no appearance of Tommy Oliver. One of the reasons as to why the franchise continued to suffer a major decline in the fanbase could be that many of the biggest actors in the franchise have either died, left the series due to some backlash, or have committed some crimes. Some of the deaths I'll be talking about in this video are pretty gruesome, so if you don't want to hear any of it, you can click off this video, or if you want to go ahead and stay here, then you can. But anyway, this is just going to be a very sensitive topic that I'll be talking about in this video, so here we go. A few notable actors who died, such as Dewey Trang, the actress who played Trini from the original Mighty Morphin series, died in a car accident at the age of 27 on September 3rd, 2001, while not wearing a seatbelt and having suffered internal injuries she had sustained. Another actor who went by the name of Pua Magasiva, who played Shane Clark, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers Ninja Storm, died in May 2019 from committing suicide. A month after, he was sentenced for putting his wife in a headlock, dragging her by the neck and spitting on her face. He had been struggling with childhood trauma and abuse of alcohol as a coping mechanism for his anger. Another actor named Jason David Frank, who played Tommy Oliver in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, died by suicide on November 19, 2022 in a hotel in Houston, Texas. His wife Tammy, who was also staying at the hotel, subsequently explained that Frank had been struggling with depression and other mental health issues. He was found with a cord he pulled off a dryer around his neck and multiple drugs in the system. Now let's move on to a few actors who have spoken about the working environment or have left the series due to massive backlash. And some of these actors who are on this list are the ones that I could only find so far. So if any of you guys have any other, actor that spoke about the franchise, let me know down in the comments below and I'll try to look into it. But anyways, I'll go ahead and talk about some of the actors who spoke out about the franchise. The actors who left the show were Austin St. John, who played Jason, Walter Emmanuel Jones, who played Zach, and Dewey Trang left the show due to contract and pay disputes and were replaced by new Rangers like Adam, Rocky, and Aisha. Later on, David Yost, who played Billy Cranston, left Zeo due to on-set harassment related to his sexuality, which led him to deep depression and contemplating suicidal thoughts. After being horrified from the ordeal, he then attempted conversion therapy, but it resulted in a mental breakdown and psychiatric care. After a trip to Mexico, he came to terms with and accepted his orientation. But what about some of the actors who have committed crimes? To start with, Ricardo Medina Jr., who played the Red Lion Ranger from Power Rangers Wild Force, and years later he played Decker in Power Rangers Samurai, was convicted for voluntary manslaughter by killing his roommate Joshua Sutter by stabbing him with a katana that was kept in his room. Medina initially faced murder charges, but then he would later plead guilty to voluntary manslaughter in March 2017. He served 6 years in prison for the crime. Another actor who went by the name of Austin St. John, who played Jason Lee Scott, the original Red Ranger, was charged with conspiracy and wire fraud for allegedly stealing millions of COVID-19 relief funds, although he avoided prison time. An actor who went by the name of Hector David Jr., who played Mike, the Green Samurai Ranger from Power Rangers Samurai, was arrested and pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery in 2025 for pushing an elderly man over a handicapped parking spot, resulting in jail time and probation. The 35-year-old actor was initially sentenced to 180 days in prison, but according to TMZ, he won't have to serve all of that time. There are also a few actors who faced scandals with the show being involved in the scandals. One of them being Renee Naufels. I don't know how to pronounce this last name, so if anyone in the comments can tell me how to pronounce it, let me know, and it would be much appreciated. Let's go ahead and talk about who he is. The New Zealand actor who was involved with Power Rangers since SPD, playing Emperor Grum. He also made an appearance in Power Rangers Samurai as Mentor G, who is considered to be one of the worst mentors. In 2017, he was charged with multiple counts of crimes against women, whom he was ostensibly teaching acting. He would then eventually plead guilty and ended up facing a year under house arrest. An actor who went by the name of Michael Tabor, who played the Green Dino Charge Ranger, went on an angry tirade on Twitter, calling the show for how unfairly it paid its cast members, and how some performers have had no choice but to turn to less savory ways to make a living. The show would also face another scandal due to its unsafe and heavy work conditions. The production was on a tight schedule, shoestring budget, and non-union cast led to a lot of cut corners in the early seasons. The original cast would be very outspoken about their experiences and mishaps. According to various reports, stunt work was rushed and unrehearsed. The actors often worked to exhaustion. One time, a faulty prop caught on fire while actors Amy Jo Johnson and David Yost were in the body swap machine. But thankfully, no one was unharmed at the end of the day. Some controversies were involved with the actors, one of which went by the name of Samuel Bensna, who played Will from Operation Overdrive, who faced controversy when he was accused of stealing an autographed charity banner. This got him banned for over a decade. Benta remained silent about the incident until 2020. When he released a video statement saying how he only planned to sign the banner, but someone else ended up stealing it.
Well, at the convention, there was going to be a green room for all the actors. There was actually going to be fans in there. Fans weren't really allowed in this green room. But lo and behold, they were there. When I looked back for the banner had gone. I'm thinking, where's the banner? In my head, I'm thinking either the helper found it, grabbed the banner, and went out and did whatever they did, or a fan stole that banner. Everyone believed a rumor that I stole a banner. But no one, none of you fans ever thought to ask me. You should be ashamed of yourself. You stole from children. You should be ashamed of yourself. No, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. So rather than have a whole load of confrontation, I said I'm just going to remain silent. I was hurt, guys. I'm not going to lie.
Another actor who faced a lot of backlash was an actor who went by the name of Andrew Lang, who fans knew him as the voice of Venjix/Evox from RPM and Beast Morphers. When Dino Fury decided to bring Lord Zed back from the dead, they decided to cast Andrew Lang. Unfortunately, fans were not pleased with the choice, and Lang decided to walk away from voicing Zed. So Fred Tatasciore was then casted for Cosmic Fury. One deleted Reddit user has the following reasons as to why the franchise completely fell off was because of so many reasons. Number 1 being first of its kind, number 2 dinosaurs, number 3 Saban did a lot to hurt the long-term health of the franchise. 2 terrible practices he enforced. Mid-season hiatus really kills momentum. Enforced tropes required elements become stale when repeated year after year. The Bulk and Skull comedy duo trope is the biggest offender, but there are others, like the shallow female characterization. Even after Saban left, these tropes have become so ingrained new writers seem to find it hard to break free. Number 4. I think the show is also really patronizing to kids, which is how far humor gets added in so gratuitously. And Ninja Steel, and why mature topics, death, love, help create interest, are often avoided. Another Reddit user also replied, and don't forget the lack of pay for actors and safety aspect, which led to 4 of the original actors leaving and getting horrible voice dubs. But to summarize, the franchise fell off due to its decline of sales and merchandise, and the 2017 movie flopping the box office records. Poor studio productions that caused many actors to speak out about the franchise or having them commit horrible/illegal activity. And how Saban is no longer involved with the franchise since it was bought by Hasbro for $522 million in May 2018. However, in recent years, its Japanese counterpart of the franchise, Super Sentai, is ending after 50 years in 2026 due to its production cost, declining domestic toy sales, and loss of revenue from Power Rangers. Who knows if both of the franchise will make a comeback, but there's no telling for sure. With the upcoming Disney Plus reboot of the franchise, it has been announced that the Red Ranger will be played by female actress Peyton Elizabeth Lee, who is well known for Andy Mack. With the overall reactions being mixed with some excitement and controversy among fans, all we can do is hope that the franchise can make a comeback and regain all of its popularity that it had. Well, that's all I have for you today. Thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would really mean a lot to me. Follow my Instagram and join my Discord server. Both of the links will be in the description below, so if you want to go ahead and join those, you can. But other than that, leave a like in my video, comment, and share. Turn on post notifications. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys whenever I upload.